Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel, to Los Pérez en Fe. Today we are going to talk about who we are and how we met.
So go for it. I guess I'll start. So I'm David. I am 28 years old right now. And I was born in Guadalajara, Mexico. I came over to the United States when I was 5, or my parents brought me over when I was 5 years old. I've been here ever since. I've been raised in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, for the last, 20 some years, 25 years, or
23
years.
I know.
23 years. And yeah, that's a little bit about me. Do you want to talk a little bit about you?
Yeah. So I am Karen. Similar story. I came here at the age of 5. I was born in Nuevo León, in Monterrey, Mexico. And I was raised in the south side of Milwaukee as well, with 2 older brothers and a younger brother. So I always like to say I was raised by monkeys because my brothers used to take care of me. But don't tell them because they don't know I say that.
Is that why you turn like one?
Only at night I become a monkey.
Right now it's 10:30 p.m. I'm scared. If you see this video,
anyways, so that's a little bit about us.
How we met. It was when MySpace used to be around. For those of you that don't know, it was a type of way to communicate similar to Facebook. You added your friends and you would just talk on there.
Yeah.
So we used to have each other on MySpace. This was back probably when we were 12, 13 maybe.
Yeah.
Right?
And 13.
And we used to have very basic conversations about, hey, how are you? What are you doing? And then we wouldn't speak for weeks, and then it would just be kind of the same thing whenever we would talk.
Yeah. And back then, like I said, I was raised by, well, not raised, but my brothers used to take care of me. So whenever they would find out, I wasn't allowed to have on MySpace. So whenever they would find out that I had one, they would delete it. And then later on, I would be bad and make another one. So I would always be on and off social media, or just MySpace, because back then there wasn't much social media. But I would just be on and off. So adding new friends and then making a new profile. And then adding new friends and making a new profile.
So we're riding our bikes, my cousin and I, in the park.
Yes. Sorry.
In the park, behind where we used to live. And we were probably 13, 14 at the time. And then we run into her and her friends. They were out there dancing, doing some weird stuff.
No. So it was actually my cousin's quinceañera, and we were dancing.
Quinceañera was coming up.
Yeah. We had at the park.
You had a whole quinceañera at the park.
So my cousin's quinceañera was coming up, and we were practicing for the baile sorpresa. So we were actually at my friend's house, and she was like, you know what? My basement is really small and it's hot. Let's go to the park. It's across the street. So we're like, okay. We went. We took our little radio thing to put the CD, and it was batteries, so it was good. So we took it. We're dancing, and then we were at that age where oh, look, there's a cute guy, or there's this, there's that. So once we were there, we saw them pass by, and then I was like, oh, you know what? I think I know him. And they're like, oh, who? I'm like, the one with the green hair, because he had a green mohawk.
It's supposed to be blue. It turned green.
Well, so I was like, oh, I think, and then they're like, whoa, what's his name? And I'm like, well, I don't know. So I spent like a couple minutes trying to remember what his name was, because I recognized him from like one of the accounts that I had. And then I was like, I think it's David. I don't remember. I don't know. And they all yelled David, and then they pointed at me. And I was like, no. I was like, all shy. Oh, no. I'm like, what if, like, that's not even his name? And he's just turning around because they're like, well, who's screaming, you know? Mm-hmm. But he did. He turned around, and I was like, oh, hi, David.
Yeah. Yeah, this was from like a distance.
Yeah.
And then me and my cousin just kept riding the bike around for a while. And then we eventually kind of like, they came up, her and one of her friends came up close to us just to say hi. And that's literally what we did, just hi and bye. So it was kind of funny.
Yeah, because we were shy. But my friend was like, oh, you know, like, it's two of them, one for you, one for me. And I was like, okay, like, let's go say hi. And then we went, we said hi. We literally, like, just said hi. And then we were like, okay, let's go. And when we were walking back, we were like, oh, nah. And that's it. Like, I forgot about it. We moved on.
Yeah, and then after that day, I just kind of remembered that we were friends on MySpace. So I was like, okay, let me go find her and send her a message. I went on a hunt and I couldn't find her for days until I eventually found her, sent her a friend request with a message. She was a girl from the park, and she responded eventually.
That's not the only thing the message said.
That's what the message said until you responded.
Okay.
And then yeah, and then I asked her for her number. Well, we kind of, yeah, right. Yeah, I asked her for her number, and she was like, well, since my brothers are very strict, give me your number. She asked me for my number, and she said that she'll reach out. But after that, like,
her
MySpace got deleted again, and she didn't reach out for like a month or two. And I kind of was like, oh, it's whatever. I had my first cell phone at the time. And she randomly texted me like on a Sunday or something. It's like a weekend day.
Yeah, because then usually for the weekends, we would have family over my parents' house. So my parents wouldn't be on my ass or wouldn't want to like get the phone because I would share cell phones with my mom. So the weekends was kind of like my free day of me being able to do whatever I wanted. And we were with my cousins, and I was like, oh, like, I have this guy's number. So I texted him. We would, like, text here and there, but it was never, like, anything major. It was, like, it was pretty, like, whatever. Until I called him once. I was like, oh, I have his number. I should call him. Because we wouldn't text often. And I think it passed, like, a couple months before I reached out again. I don't remember why I reached out or what was the occasion. I was probably bored and said, let me reach out. I don't know. But I reached out and I called him, and then he didn't answer. And then when he returned the call, I called him from my house phone, because back then there was a house phone. Not like now, it's all cell phones. And I was like, you know, if you ever get a call and you miss it, like, don't return it. I'm not allowed to have, like, boys call me, so just, like, don't call back. I'll call you whenever I can. And then that was it. I don't think we spoke that night. I think I called them, like, the next day or something. And then we started, like, little by little, just talking more often, talking until it became, like, a daily thing. And we just began talking and talking. And we would spend, like, hours on the phone in the afternoon.
Yeah. Until eventually we got to see each other after a while. Not being able to. We went ice skating, and that's when I asked her to be my girlfriend.
The week before I turned 15, I would tell my dad, like, hey, like, remember you said I can have a boyfriend when I'm 15? And then my dad would just get mad, but he wouldn't say anything.
That's funny.
But that's a little bit about our story. Let us know in the comments if you want to know what the message really said.
What?
Let us know. Because he skipped the whole part.
Let us know if you think she's lying. She
No.
is. But yeah.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah. That's
Peace.
how it started. Bye.